Hello, everyone. Welcome or welcome back. My name is Amber, and this is my sacred ministry. Today is Monday, February 9th. Monday is ruled by the moon, and so we currently have a moon in Scorpio. It is the half quarter moon, meaning that we're midway. The new moon will be on the 17th, and that is a solar eclipse, which is very powerful. Now, the moon is currently sitting at 21 degrees of Scorpio. 21 is cycle completion. Scorpio is the house of the occult, okay? Light and dark, holding both. The sun is sitting at 20 degrees of Aquarius. 20 represents judgment, awakening, rebirth. And today is a 3-day. And in this particular case, it means alignment. Now, the title of this video today, of this message, is Begin Your Day with Holy Light. Put on the full armor of God. Why do we do that? Because the enemy is subtle yet cunning. Their tactics are discouragement, distraction, deception, and division. Without God's armor, we are exposed. To put on his armor is to choose protection and preparedness. A powerful act of standing firm in truth. The shoes of peace, the shield of faith, the breastplate of righteousness, the belt of divine provision. I know what's happening with my hair right now, but it's kind of bothering me. Anyhow, the sword of justice, the helmet of light and wisdom, the suit of sovereignty. Each piece protects us, strengthens us, elevates us, and aligns us. There we are. Now everybody's happy. Okay. Key words for today: Empress, wisdom, peace, joy, abundance, nourishment, overflow, growth, present moment, loved, guided, and renewed. Let us remember who we are and whose we are. Let today be different. Let it be covered. Let it be sacred. I don't know why I feel Okay. It's very strange. Distraction, discouragement. We just covered these things. Now, there is a Venusian energy. Venus is about to enter Pisces. She is exalted in Pisces. And she is forming aspects. She's just off of her direct square to Uranus. And with this half moon, what is no longer in resonance, what is no longer working, what is no longer fulfilling is being made very, very clear. And this is an energy where we're no longer entertaining what is broken, what is possibly working mechanically, but isn't devotional. It doesn't have a higher love, higher vibration that resonates with the heart, with passion, with the future progress of our lives. It doesn't feel harmonious or exciting. It's not inspiring. It does not create beauty. We are moving in the direction of those things instead. Meaning that many relationships are likely coming to completion. The moon, 21 degrees, completion. Scorpio moon as well. The cutoff can be a little brutal. And the sun at 20 degrees, that is judgment. That is final curtain call. What isn't working will be left dead and buried. It will not be resurrected. It will not be renewed. True abundance is nourishment in all of its ways. Nourishment of our physical body, nourishment of our heart, nourishment of our spirit and our soul. Nourishment. Nourishment is what we are seeking. Nourishment is the new standard. It is the only acceptable standard within relationship. The implementation of passion with purpose. Angel number 124. Represents steady progress, stability, and divine encouragement to build solid foundations for your future through hard work and patience. Angel number 124 is a message from your angels that you are currently, or that they are currently assisting you with keeping your thoughts light and positive. Few additional messages that came out earlier. Maybe I will. Did I shuffle these? I must have. I must have shuffled them. Oh no, here it is. This card, Passion Flower, number 43, which is a 7. Forward movement. This is Neptune and the moon. Neptune just started its new cycle. Neptune is the planet of spiritual realizations, religious experiences, the spirit world, and Maya, the great illusion. Passion flower, and this card represented as surrender, is considered a bridge to Christ consciousness, which assists in direct communication with the mythical voice within. It is ruled by Neptune and the moon. Now, the moon rules over intuition, dreams, and the unconscious mind. It also rules over the stomach, the entire gut system, digestion, and regulation of fluid in the body, which makes a lot of sense. Now, yesterday was the Super Bowl, and all in all, I think that it was a wonderful game. I enjoyed it thoroughly. I definitely did. The halftime show has been, or has become, over the last, I don't know, 10 years or so, a dark occult ritual. And it has gotten progressively more provocative and shocking. And it's even more impactful because so many people tune into the Super Bowl. And that energy amplifies the magic of the ritual. Now, this year's performer was Bad Bunny. From an observer perspective, I have seen his work, and he absolutely portrays himself as a puppet for the dark occult. His videos, his performances are very ritualistic, and they are very dark. Now, I don't know him personally. However, he is choosing to do these things. Therefore, he is aligning himself with it. When he was first announced to be the Super Bowl performer, there was an uprising. There was a almost unanimous revolt against it. And I was absolutely in agreement with that. Like I said, because I have seen his performances, and we've had enough. We've had enough of the Satan worship. Okay? We don't need to see that. And the Super Bowl is America's sport. It is a family affair. It is meant to be lighthearted and bringing us together. And like I said, over the last 10 years, we've had year after year of dark, occult, ritualistic colors and choreography. Also, the music itself, the message of the music itself, the people that have debuted. It's very dark. So this year, I actually had forgotten that Bad Bunny was going to be the performer until the show actually started. And they chose, which I thought was incredibly smart of them, to do a theme that was actually referencing the other team, Team God. Okay? His clothing, Bad Bunny's clothing, white. Okay? Christ. Lady Gaga in blue, Mother Mary. At a wedding, a ceremony or ritual of love and unity. There was an expression of community of Puerto Rico, which is a lovely place and a lovely people. Absolutely big fan, okay? Amazing. Great choice. Granted, there wasn't a reason for him to be so provocative in his dancing, and I don't speak the language, so I couldn't understand the words of the music. But his continuous thrusting, hip thrusting in the air with his hands highlighting his groin area. I find this to be unnecessary. Children are watching this. You know, I don't find that to be decent, actually. Now, Lady Gaga is also an individual that engages in dark, occult, ritualistic videos, choreography, performances, clothing, colors, etc. on a regular. And she came forward in a beautiful blue dress, blue and white, with the flower symbolizing Mary in a celebration. Beautiful. Loved it. Now, the enemy's tactics are subtle, okay? Distraction, deception, division, and discouragement. These are two individuals who are playing for Team God, representing themselves as individuals aligned with the light when they are in fact not. Was it a nice show? Yes. Was it an absolute deception to make you feel better about them? Yeah. Yep. And it wasn't without holes, okay? It wasn't without tells. The dancing, Bad Bunny, the dancing, not necessary. Overly sexual. It doesn't need to be like that, okay? Lady Gaga had a commercial where she was in black and barely dressed, representing her true nature, at least as of recently. Their true alignments, okay, were made known, but in such a way that probably most people missed it. And they had this good feeling towards them, which means they're in support of these two individuals. So again, this was a ritual. This was absolutely a ritual. They were masquerading as holy, performing the steps, okay? Pretending Christ, Mother Mary, Holy Union, community, love, connection, kindness, neighborly cooperation. Beautiful. But they were, in fact, wolf in sheep's clothing, because they have made their careers, as of lately, off of dark occult. Material. And make no mistake, these videos that they do, these songs that they do, they absolutely connect to the rites of the past that summon, okay? It is not random. Nothing is a mistake here. And they absolutely, they meaning the dark occult groups that have power, that have taken over the Super Bowl, okay, for the last, we'll say 10 years. And it is the performance itself. It's not necessarily the people that are evil, but this is a ritual that is taking place. And everyone that is watching is participating. Creates a lot of energy. A lot. Energy that can be harvested and utilized. Especially in a moment where the dark side is losing. They are losing traction. Why is that? Because Christ, the light of Christ, is illuminating what they've been doing. And for the percentage of the population that is unaware, they are being shown. And they're experiencing a type of shock, disgust, fear. All of a sudden, how did we get here? It's been coming. Like I said, I enjoyed the game yesterday. I thought that they're switching sides, as in representing Team God, And the Christ force was a much better choice versus, you know, the dark occult and Satanism. However, it didn't need to be that. It didn't need to be either of those two. You don't need to perform a ritual. It could have been about Puerto Rico, about the custom, the tradition, the heritage. Okay? It didn't need to be a ritual being performed by people who have represented themselves as demonic. It didn't need to be that, but it was that. And please do not be fooled. Do not be fooled. Okay? These two individuals, whether it is their contract or their choice, they have made their allegiance known. And that's fine. Everyone has the right. And what's been happening is going to be made very, very clear. Whether disguised or not. And if you want to know the truth, you go within yourself and you speak to God. You speak to your heart. You take a temperature of the feeling and you trust it. Like I was saying earlier, the relationship dynamic that is toxic and destructive is on its way out, actually. The feminine is a holy and sacred being who is rising as Sophia in this age of Aquarius. She should be viewed with reverence and respect. Not as a symbol of lust. And sexual deviancy. Because there was a couple of those slipped in there in the performance as well. Little highlights to shout out the deviance. Why? Why? Unnecessary. %100 purposeful. And there was commercials promoting the powers of domination and Jesus. Both sides. Why? Because it creates confusion. Number one, because we didn't come here for that. But okay, confusion. And it's letting you know the players. They're letting you know both sides. Half moon. Light and dark. Game on. I mean, I know what side I'm playing for. I know what side I'm rooting for. Team God, if you were unsure. Light, sovereignty, peace, love, expansion of consciousness, unity, upliftment, evolution and elevation for everyone, embodiment and self-realization for everyone. That is my team. That is who I support. And those that remind you how sacred it is to be here, how sacred it is to love, how much of a responsibility it is to provide peace for our youth, purity, innocence. Innocence, as you've likely heard me say, should be protected at all costs. All costs, which is why the sexual deviancy and the shout outs and the innuendos in yesterday's program are not, it's not okay. Because you're encroaching on innocence. You're corrupting innocence. That is demonic. For the record, that is demonic. That is in service to Lucifer and Ahriman. To make you believe that you are less than what you are. Discouragement, distraction, deception, and division. Enemy's tactics are subtle, insidious. Most people don't even pay attention. But they're in agreement too, giving their energy to, reinforcing. Put on the full armor of God, shoes of peace, shield of faith, breastplate of righteousness, belt of divine provision, sword of justice, helmet of light and wisdom, and the suit of sovereignty. Align to the force you wish to see in the world. Should I get a card? Yeah, we'll get a card. Well, okay. So, losing feeling in my leg is actually common. Okay, Spirit. Angels, God, Goddess. I would like one card to close this message. Ooh. Ooh, those two are powerful. This deck is called the Herbal Astrology Oracle, and it's amazing. You are the medicine. Okay? Please remember that. All right, Spirit. See if I can get some feeling in my foot. Any messages for the collective, please? This was the card that I saw that I was going to say. And then I said, no, let me, shuffle and let it fall out on camera. Nettle. Number 21. Action. Nettle leaf. And a conduit. Number 42. Exactly double. 21 is 42. Masculine, feminine. The masculine takes action. 1. The feminine is the bridge. 2. She is the conduit. Yes, and this is Nettle is ruled by Mars and Pluto. Mars being the personal masculine, Pluto being the higher octave. We have this is a divine pairing. Okay? Here. Sacred masculine and sacred feminine. Powerful, both of them, spiritual warriors. Neptune, Pluto, and Mercury here for Amanita, number 42. Conduit. She is the bridge between worlds. She connects to the spiritual realms, the supernatural world. And she brings the information. She can connect to the lower worlds as well, which we witness in Hollywood and music on a regular. Dark occult ritual. It is the womb that brings forward the energy. The feminine is the vessel. The ritual cannot take place without the feminine. She can be holy or she can be satanic. It is her choice. Mercury is currently in Pisces with the North Node. Saturn is preparing to leave to begin this next cycle. So he is finished. Finishing touches. Last chance, opportunity. Do not let the demonic forces fool you, because they're going to try. They work on deception, okay? If they can fool you, you deserve it, is their motto. That's how they justify it to themselves. Might is right. If I can fool you, then you deserve it. It is a thievery of innocence. Anytime that is the case, we are talking about demonic forces, darkness, that is consuming your energy because they don't create their own. They're not connected to God. Wisdom under that unicorn, Uranus, currently also preparing to leave the sign that he's been in for the last, well, since 2018, Taurus. Okay? That's unicorn energy, wisdom, magic, restoration. I used to take rhodiola to support my health and vitality in general. To align and move forward. 37. Because that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. Okay? This is our new cycle here. Rhodiola. Ooh. We journey into that. And a rainbow. The all-seeing eye. These cards are just so good. They're just so good. More Uranus energy with Mercury. We just had that square. We just had that square. And this is what it's bringing forward. This is a new journey. This is a new path. This is a new way of being, a new way of speaking, a new way of thinking. Different information that we are lining up with. New thought process, new belief structures. Alignment to a higher consciousness and understanding. One that is supportive and nourishing to all. I think I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. That was not what I planned. But I trust that this has served you positively and in a supportive manner. Congratulations, Seahawks. Well done. Well done. Great game. Sending all of you all of my love, and I'll talk to you soon.